G'day folks, my name is Darren Coggan and I'm really looking forward to playing the Adelaide Festival Theatre here on the 9th of November with Peace Train, the Cat Stevens story. It's going to be great. See if you remember this one. Now I've been happy lately, thinking about the good things to come. And I believe it could be something good has begun. Now I've been smiling lately, dreaming about the world as one. And I believe it could be someday it's going to come. 'Cause out on the edge of darkness there rides a peace train. Well, peace train, take this country, come take me home again. Now I've been smiling lately, thinking about the good things to come. And I believe it could be something good has begun. Well, peace train sounding louder, ride on the peace train. Come on, peace train. Yeah, peace train, holy roller, everyone jump up on the peace train. Come on, peace train. So get your bags together and go bring your good friends too, because it's getting nearer, it soon will be with you. So come and join the living, it's not so far from you. And it's getting nearer, soon it will all be true. Well, peace train sounding louder to ride on the peace train. Come on, the peace train, peace train. Oh yeah. Now I've been crying lately, thinking about the world as it is. Why must we go on hating? Why can't we live in bliss? 'Cause out on the edge of darkness there rides a peace train. Oh, peace train, take this country, come take me home again. Peace train sounding louder, ride on the peace train. Come on, peace train. Yeah, peace train, holy roller, everyone jump up on the peace train. Ooh-ah, yee-ah, ooh-ah. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, come on the peace train. Yeah, it's the peace train. Oh, yeah. Come on, peace train. It's the peace train.
Fantastic. What is it about that song that you love and I'm sure so many others love?
I think it's timeless message. You know, those messages of peace and tolerance and understanding are just so important in our world, still so relevant, probably even more so than when they were first written, you know, back in the 70s. So I think it's that message that still sounds so loud.
Definitely. And what is it about this story, this Cat Stevens show that you're bringing? What sets this one apart?
You know, this story, when I first started looking into this, I mean, I've always been a fan of Cat's music, and I think that's what people come along to, obviously, to hear is those great songs again. But I think what they go away with is so much more. I think they go away with a real understanding of this man, of why he did certain things in his life, what was the motivation behind a lot of these songs. And it's a very positive show. You know, it's the underlying theme of our show is that we all have that ability to make changes in our life. should we not be happy with where we are? And I think Cat Stevens is a great example of that. You know, at the height of his career in the mid-70s, he was very discontent with the excesses of fame and fortune, and he did something about it. You know, he turned his back on all of it and found fulfillment elsewhere. So I think, you know, it's a very positive message that we can send out to our audiences. They always leave on a real high, you know, and again, those beautiful songs still speak to them. As I said, even more so now perhaps than when they were first written some 30 years ago.
Definitely. So on this journey, what have you discovered about him?
Yeah, I've discovered a lot about myself, actually, as well as about Cat Stevens. I mean, when I first started researching his story, I didn't know a great deal about him as a person, and throughout, you know, these last years performing this show, found a great deal of respect for him, for his ideals, and obviously for his musicianship and his creativity. You know, musically, these songs sound quite simple, you know, an acoustic guitar or a piano. But when you start to analyse them and try and recreate them on stage, man, musically, he was absolute genius. Some of the melodies and some of the, you know, the chord progressions and that he created. It's very inspiring, very inspiring. I mean, lyrically, obviously, he's always been very well known for, you know, his lyrics and you know, their messages, that sort of narrative lyric, which are very, very powerful. So I have always had a great respect for that. But yeah, the music has been the thing I think that's really caught me by surprise.
What is it like performing it on stage?
It's a privilege. It really is a privilege, and I consider it a great responsibility, actually, to do justice to these great songs, to this great man and his incredible, you know, inspiring story, and to his fans. You know, there's literally millions and millions of Cat Stevens fans out there who are hungry for anything Cat. It's been, you know, sort of about 30 years between when he said goodbye to the music industry, and he has now obviously started performing again. But that's a big hole there where his fans had, you know, not a great deal of access to him or to his music. So it's a great responsibility to do that properly, you know, and that's why, you know, beautiful venues like the Adelaide Festival Theatre and the Sydney Opera House, where we've just finished a season there, I think they're the sort of venues that his music commands respect, and I think he commands respect, and I think these are the sort of venues where this music should be performed, you know.
Yeah, and tell me about the team behind this one. And I hear there's another bit of a family tie in this one as well.
Yeah, it's quite a family affair, really. My sister Naomi is the musical director of the show. She's an incredible musician in her own right, a wonderful pianist, and yeah, she has done a great job in arranging these songs in a 7-piece band context, so that we all, you know, obviously our focus is to try and recreate those songs, those recordings and those performances as accurately and as close to the original as we can, which is not an easy undertaking. As I said, his music is very complex. It seems quite, you know, sort of simplistic on the outside, but once you know, deconstruct it and try and recreate it, it's a challenge. So she's done a great job doing that. Our whole team is beautiful. It's become a family on the road. So there's 10 of us on the road altogether. And, you know, so we've got a great team on stage, and our crew as well. You know, we've got a wonderful light show that accompanies Peace Train, and our sound engineer Wayne Sims is a genius, so it always sounds beautiful, and it's going to be great. It's going to be really good fun.
Is there anything, I guess, doing this show, is there anything that you would particularly want, like if you met him, what would you want to say to him?
I have met him, actually. I had the thrill of meeting him in 2007 in London. It was very surreal, even talking about it now. I was contacted by his older brother, David Gordon, and they had read some really, you know, favourable reviews on the show. We were performing in Melbourne at the time, and extended an invitation for me to come and spend some time with them, which was incredible. It was, as I said, very surreal. But he was really gracious. He was every bit as as kind and considerate and softly spoken as I had imagined he would be. He autographed my albums for me, and you know, I was very much the fan. But it was very cool. We had lunch together there at the high school that he runs with his wife in London, and yeah, it was amazing. It was really amazing. So yeah, incredible experience.
Has he seen your show, or does he want to come?
I would love for him to see it. I don't know that he hasn't seen the show. He's obviously aware of the show, and I mean, he's not involved in it in any way, and he certainly doesn't endorse the show or anything like that. But it would be very cool if he did get to see it one day. That'd be wonderful. I know other members of his family have seen it. He's got some family that live in Melbourne. And they've become good friends and have seen the show many times. So yeah, it's quite chuffed at that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that must be enough. Anyway, just to have family.
Yeah, it is. To have to have that association with his family in Melbourne is lovely. You know, beautiful people, and as I said before, you know, I'm very lucky to have had these opportunities to perform in these beautiful venues and to tell this great story and sing these great songs. You know, it's we've done many performances of Peace Train, and every single show is very special, and I continue to find new meanings and new interpretations on his lyrics, and I continue to be inspired by them every single performance. You know, and I think that's a real credit to his creativity and, you know, to these great songs. If as a performer you can continue to find depth and you know, new meanings in those lyrics, then man, that's a very, very clever thing to be able to do.